the Technivore proudly presents the Phil B Podcast, starring Phil Bojwane.
I'm not sure where the world is going anymore, but I have a feeling that everyone's going to be locked down for a very, very long time to come. And every single sporting event is going to be held behind closed doors. Cameras will be there, maybe of 4 to 5 people, 10 people tops, with social distancing, with masks, and we're all doomed. We're going to watch everything on TV, and before we know it, we're going to get 5G, 6G, 7G, and then we're going to go and watch everything on TV. Basically, we're becoming useless, lazy people, thanks to one bunch of idiots. Dengue fever takes away more deaths per year, but yet nobody is reporting about this. People die every single day of other things. Okay, fine, coronavirus, COVID has taken over the whole system, but you can recover from COVID. It just maybe takes a week or two, and the people who die from it, it's not biased towards age or culture of people or whatever it may be. But it's absurd that people have based their whole life according to what a coronavirus test tells us, whether you have it or not. And I don't understand how long this is going to last. Yeah, Amit, so I was saying, I think it's fair of me to call society a bunch of lunatics for saying, you know what, no, everything is fine, we'll be okay. We won't be okay.
No, it won't be okay. I mean, things will change. Things will change for the worse, in all fairness. I mean, everything right now is going to get to a point where right now everybody's going to be walking around with one of these, which is, temperature gauge, right? So your temperature is going to be checked everywhere you go, right? And irrespective of whether you have COVID-19 or not, if you get checked, if you have your temperature checked, you can't go anywhere, because if you've got high temperature, to have the power to send you back home.
Yeah, that's right. With a bit of a slight fever, just because say you had a taxi ride where the aircon wasn't working, unlikely, but let's just say it happens, you come in feeling warm, you're sweating, and you're completely fine, but you're sweating, you got a fever. What happens to your ticket? You can't fly, you go back home, you lock yourself up, you quarantine yourself for 2 weeks again.
But let's just say that you spent a 24-hour flight from the UK to Australia. It's about 24-hour flights direct, and the first thing they do is they check your temperature. Your temperature is not going to be right anyway. You're jet lagged as it is, and then you're getting checked for your temperature. Your temperature is not going to be right. They're going to find something wrong with you because your temperature is not going to be right, and they're going to ask you to self-isolate.
What just popped in my head was that when we talk about all this traveling, I wanted to jump in and say that the only solution that as a collective whole that we have, regardless of, you just throw out feelings of color and emotion, because the fact is we know where the virus stemmed from, is to go into that country and launch an investigation and see what to do. But now I'm just thinking, actually, do you know what? Would people want to even visit China? Do they want to go there to see China, what's really happening in the country, and do all? And is everyone going to become this vigilante and say, you know what? Oh, this is happening in the country, and is immigration going to allow people to enter China? Globalization is non-existent anymore.
Globalization is non-existent. I'm talking from the UK perspective. These law changes are now coming about where governments and the police actually have powers to stop you from travelling. They will be able to do immigration from source. So meaning that obviously now it's not a case that when you actually fly and then they check your passport in London and ask you, who are you? Obviously they know who you are, they'll check your passport. But what is the purpose of your visit? Thank you very much, off you go. But in the future, it would actually be done from Singapore. I believe that this whole COVID-19 thing is actually setting an agenda for them to change the international security laws anyway. They talk about not creating clusters. If you do this, if they implement this law, you're going to be subject to being asked so many questions, like as investigation by the FBI, CIA, where every time you go to the airport line, you're going to get a new virus, Ep4 2021. How many nations are there in the world? 194? Yes, just under 200, I know that.
So 194 other nations suffering because of the negligence of one country. I just say something. I'm not a fan of the unnecessary testing of the virus. You only go if you really are feeling sick, and even then it could just be a routine illness. Right now, do you know what it said? This virus is attacking every part of the human anatomy. And now they have this gastrointestinal coronavirus thing going on. I have a friend who calls this a hoax. I don't think it's a hoax. At this point, you're testing everyone unnecessarily. Oh, he has coronavirus because he has a fever today. Tomorrow, he may not have the disease. Are you testing the person 7 days a week, or just it's a one-off thing? How do you know the next day he's fine?
My name's Phil B, and you were listening to the Phil B Podcast. Good night, everyone.